What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here with The Distance. Notice that my video is silent and will not be monetized this afternoon due to the fact that we have lost another boxer, Ron Lyle. Pretty much a lot of people are going to remember Ron Lyle for his bout against George Foreman in 1975, which was the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year. Pretty much, Ron Lyle was a pretty good boxer, pretty good puncher. Pretty much only lost good fights except for a fight by the name of Lynn Ball, I think his name was, and nobody really heard of. But pretty much, he lost to actually some really good fighters. He lost to Jimmy Young, Muhammad Ali in a fight that he was winning on the scorecards, and George Foreman. And when you look at the Foreman fight, pretty much what you remember in the Foreman fight is, in this specific fight, George Foreman wasn't much taller than Ron Lyle. He wasn't much taller than him. Not only was he not much taller than him, but Ron Lyle was actually coming after him. He was, punching back. He's punching back. He's coming forward as well. He's standing there. He's able to counter Foreman with the right hand, and he's hurting Foreman, which was quite rare at that time because Foreman just stood straight up and just come forward and just overwhelm his opponents with his punching power. And the power did turn around it did turn around and catch up to Ron Lyle, and he was catching Ron Lyle pretty good in that fight. But Ron Lyle continued punching back. He continued to punch back. He continued countering. And even was standing on the ropes, stood straight up. Foreman's pulverized, kind of pulverized and then walking forward, and Ron Lyle is just continuously countering him and throwing back. He just had that kind of braveness in the ring. He was a very brave fighter, and in a fight like that, you would think that it's one of those fights where you have to kind of think about it. Was he a little too brave in the fight or not? But in the end, that fight sealed his legacy in the sport. When you have that Ring Magazine Fight of the Year, that's one great accomplishment. Because I think that there are fighters out there, many fighters out there that actually like to achieve that. And I think it was more prestigious in the '70s compared to right now, to be honest. But he pretty much sealed his legacy. Sealed his legacy by coming in and he's punching Foreman back. He's punching back. He's standing on the ropes. He's countering him. He's and the thing was, in the beginning of the fight, he tried to hit Foreman with a roundhouse punch. But also, we can remember. I will remember this about Ron Lyle is the statement that he made prior to the Ali fight. And I mentioned this before in another video, how a lot of people come out and they try to hurt Ali, and how they would try to kill Ali. That's pretty much what he's talking about. A lot of people wanted to go out and they wanted to attack Ali. They wanted to hurt him. They wanted to kill him. They wanted to take his head off. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go out there and hurt him. I'm not going to go out there and do like the other opponents did, because the other opponents had made a mistake by running after him, trying to attack him. So if you look at early in the fight, when Ali would kind of stand on the ropes, he kind of just stand back and wait for Ali to get off the ropes, and he go back to just boxing. Early in the fight, you can kind of wonder if early on in the fight, if Ron Lyle came in after Ali, then could he have knocked him out later? But that's one of those things that's always going to will be questioned. Whether or not he could have knocked out Ali late, or if the fight would have went on later, who would have won the fight if the referee didn't stop the fight in 11. And and also he had some good fights with Jerry Quarry. Jerry Quarry fought a whole lot differently, used a lot of lateral movement and countering that fight to make Ron Lyle continuously kind of change direction and change his position in the ring. So pretty much Ron Lyle is a fighter that is missed, of course. And you know, he's not smoking Joe Frazier. He's not smoking Joe Frazier. He's not, you know, this. He's not a monumental figure in the sport, but he did provide some good fights. And but also, you know, his the backstory to him. He's another one of those fighters that spent years in prison. Even nearly died in prison. They even expected him to die in prison. And as they expected him to die in prison, you know, he came. You know, he survived. You know, I think he got stabbed. He survived and came back to become, you know, top contender boxer, and went on to have Fight of the Year for the Ring magazine in '75. Even challenged for the heavyweight championship. So, anyway, peeps, I'm out of here. That's the distance. Rest in peace, Ron Lyle. I'm out of here. Peace.